This initiative is to implement a whole school wellbeing strategy within a 2 to 4 year timeframe. The focus is to improve the well-being of the school community, enhance staff well-being, knowledge, skills and job satisfaction, and improve student well-being and outcomes. Throughout this presentation, I will not refer to the school as any synonym, but I'll just refer to our school or the school. To begin explaining our school's wellbeing journey, I would like to explain what is wellbeing. What is wellbeing? According to Voigt 2021, page 9, wellbeing is a state. When that state is positive, our performance is optimal. Everyone's personal well-being is constructed differently, maintained differently, and negatively influenced differently. 50% of teachers said their job negatively impacts their mental health to some extent. Atzel 2022. Teachers and parents model resilience and regulation skills and strategies. A lack of adult resilience and regulation causes mental illness and feelings of worthlessness. According to Jiang 2016, teachers' emotional regulation strategies impact students' perceptions of their teachers' emotions. Emotions are integral to teaching, influencing students' learning and student-teacher relationships. Positive emotions in teachers are linked to flexible, creative teaching that motivates students, while negative emotions can hinder creativity and student outcomes. Jiang et al. 2016 continued to explain that negative emotions like anger and frustration decrease teachers' motivation and increase students' negative experiences. While our school has learned about positive behaviour and implemented approaches and strategies to ensure teachers understand acceptable behaviour, we must continue to develop positive school experiences by empowering teachers to feel positive, regulated, and resilient. A whole school guided wellbeing strategy with achievable milestones will allow the school to improve student and teacher wellbeing, promote a positive school ecology, and enable student and teachers to flourish holistically. Why? A whole school wellbeing strategy. The purpose of implementing a wellbeing strategy at our school will be to continue the journey to improve student behaviour and provide teachers with strategies and skills for understanding and addressing student needs. In 2023, teachers expressed the need for whole school respect due to stress regarding student behaviour. Willett et al. 2014, cited in Brunzell et al. 2021, state that in Australia, approximately 50% of teachers will leave the profession in the next 5 years. Brunzell et al. 2021, page 91, continue to elaborate that up to 25% of teachers attribute their reasons for leaving to problems with disruptive student behaviour. The 2023 School Behaviour Strategy allowed teachers to feel empowered and confident in their knowledge about neuroscience, trauma-informed approaches, Poet et al.'s 2020 High Impact Strategies, and Deci and Ryan's 2017 Self-Determination Theory. This helped teachers understand acceptable student and staff behaviour. The behaviour strategy has been a good foundation in understanding wellbeing. However, similar to many schools in Australia, our staff and students' wellbeing can be improved. Further professional development and school change are needed to promote a positive school community. Implementing a whole school wellbeing strategy will continue to enhance positive behaviour and create a holistic sense of wellbeing in the school. School improvement in wellbeing, a shared responsibility. A shared responsibility among teachers and leadership will promote a positive school ecology. This can be done through professional development and the school's professional learning community meetings, PLCs. To promote change in the school and enhance wellbeing, our school must come together to challenge teaching beliefs and pedagogical practices. Owen, 2016, page 405. Owen continues to state that implementing school improvement through PLC meetings allows stakeholders to be in a forum that creates a strong sense of purpose because everyone participates with a shared interest in improving a school learning process. According to ACER 2023, school improvement has to reflect the school's vision, values, and aspirations, and the perspectives of students, families, teachers, and the wider community. All school stakeholders must have a shared interest and involvement in school improvement. School improvement must be inclusive, have clear guidelines, improve the quality of teaching and learning, be communicated to stakeholders regularly, involve evidence-based research, and be continually monitored and evaluated. The role of leadership is to set a clear vision focused on student engagement, learning, and well-being, aligning with policies and resources. The role of teachers is to be involved in decision-making guided by personal reflection and practice. Regular teacher collaboration will ensure a positive school climate by reflecting on being present in cultivating well-being. Teachers and leadership will practice teacher resilience, leadership resilience, self-regulation, mindfulness, restorative questioning, unconditional positive regard, and trusting relationships on a daily basis, and be able to reflect on these practices and assess them if they are effective in achieving the milestones and the strategy outcomes. Wellbeing Strategy Framework based on positive education. The school's wellbeing strategy will be implemented over 2 to 4 years in order for it to be sustained and used as the school's future wellbeing practice. The wellbeing strategy will focus on Seligman's 1989 positive psychology theory and 2011 positive education PERMA model. This research and model will continue to educate the school community about the impact of emotions and behaviour. The strategy will use the Australian Student Wellbeing Framework to promote safety, well-being, and positive relationships, covering leadership, inclusion, student voice, partnerships, and support. Information about positive psychology and education will extend staff knowledge about neuroscience and trauma-informed practice. This was the school's focus in 2023 and again in 2024. The continuation of practicing Poeta Tel's 2020 high-impact strategies will enhance student behaviour and positive student-teacher interaction and relationships. The strategy will utilise resources to enhance resilience. The school's behaviour strategy invested in professional development in 2023 in trauma-informed practice, high-impact strategies, restorative approaches, and growth mindset. Using strategies and programs and websites such as Grow Your Mind, BU, Reach Out, and the Wellbeing Hub will allow the school to continue to use these resources to build teacher learning. The final stage of the strategy will give the school community confidence to find support when it is needed for mental health and well-being. This will be illustrated in the form of a mental health plan with processes that will guide staff and parents in steps to take to overcome adversity and seek help when faced with mental health challenges. Using an action research model and feedback and logic model to implement a whole school wellbeing strategy. To implement a whole school wellbeing strategy, the school will be guided by Kurt Lewin's action research model. Kurt Lewin's action research model, developed in 1946, consists of 4 stages: plan, act, observe, and reflect. The cycle has 4 distinctive stages. However, upon feedback and reflection, the action research cycle is fluid and can move back to enhance the strategy if goals and outcomes are not met. Part of the planning process will be creating with staff a feedback and logic model inspired by the New South Wales Government's logic modelling video, No Date Cited. This feedback and logic model will highlight strategy outcomes, create strategy goals, evaluate resources, discuss assumptions, and identify strategy gaps and potential barriers. As Sial 2018 highlights, an action research cycle promotes systematic thinking, critical reflection, and inquiry among participants. This process begins with a focus on improvement, helping members understand both the internal changes or learning and the systematic changes or actions that occur. McCose and Staines 2023 suggests that the feedback and logic model will boost teacher confidence in challenging situations. By engaging in feedback and reflection, staff are better equipped to handle future challenges through informed discussion and thoughtful consideration. The action research cycle and the feedback and logic model will begin in the planning stage. Each term, there will be a school focus of accessible tasks and achievable milestones for students, teachers, and parents. The wellbeing strategy will concentrate on milestones that promote learning about positive psychology and the PERMA model. This will help our school community develop knowledge and skills related to positive emotion, engagement, positive relationships, meaning, and accomplishment. The resources utilised each term will fall under the 2024 Australian Wellbeing Framework of Leadership, Inclusion, Student Voice, Partnerships and Support. How can we ensure long-term success for our wellbeing strategy? To ensure the long-term success of our wellbeing strategy, it is crucial that all staff and teachers feel involved and positive about the system changes. Opportunities for discussion and feedback must be provided. By encouraging teachers to engage in discussions within primary learning communities and by completing a logic model for each stage of action research, the school can be successful in fostering positive change. Empowering teachers using the feedback and logic model in each stage of action research. Staff will create a feedback and logic model each term, and positive education will be the focus. In professional development and in primary learning communities, staff will feel confident and empowered by enhancing their knowledge and skills. This will also benefit teacher wellbeing and enhance job satisfaction. By actively involving teachers in the change process, teachers will develop a sense of ownership over the wellbeing strategy. As Clark 2017 highlights, feedback and reflection enable teachers to better understand their teaching principles and motivations. Each term, the school will assess whether the needs in column 1 align with the intended outcomes. If they don't, reflective discussions will guide teachers in refining inputs, resources, and activities to meet the school's wellbeing outcomes in column 4. Completing a feedback and logic model before each term ensures goals are relevant and tailored to the school's unique needs. Additionally, by contemplating and revisiting assumptions, teachers will critically examine their own thinking and the ideas of their colleagues. This process, as Milstein and Chappell note, also allows us to evaluate whether our inputs and resources are realistic and sufficient for achieving our objectives. The logic model not only adds transparency to the wellbeing strategy, but also serves as a powerful tool for staff discussions and collective growth. Overcoming potential barriers, addressing and navigating challenges implementing the wellbeing strategy. The feedback and logic model gives teachers the opportunity to reflect on barriers and gaps each term. This will allow the school to reassess and address issues, concerns, and potential barriers. Discussion, reflection, and feedback will also allow staff to identify strategy problems. This approach ensures that problems are quickly discussed and solutions are considered in a timely manner. Living in Western New South Wales presents unique challenges that will impact the strategy. These challenges are lack of resources, high teacher, staff and leadership turnover, the cost of resources, and limited access to external services and specialists. Time constraints can also pose a challenge, as limited time for planning, training, and execution may hinder the full realisation of the strategy. Resistance to change is another significant barrier. Staff, students, or parents may prefer familiar routines and feel uneasy about new strategies. Inadequate training can also be a significant issue, as poorly trained staff may struggle to effectively carry out new strategies. In addition to these regional challenges, other common barriers can affect the strategy as seen in schools everywhere. External factors such as community issues, policy changes, and unexpected events can affect the wellbeing strategy. According to White 2016, most wellbeing programs in positive education and psychology will struggle to be effective unless there is consistent policy support across all government levels. Consistent policy support is important. However, the effectiveness of the wellbeing strategy at the school can depend on the engagement of staff and if it meets the needs of our community. Regularly revisiting potential barriers each term and discussing gaps, issues, and concerns can help address the needs of the school community more effectively. In conclusion, our journey to implement a whole school wellbeing strategy is driven by a commitment to improve student behaviour and resilience, and to equip teachers with the necessary strategies and skills to address student needs effectively. With a focus on self-regulation, mindfulness, restorative questioning, unconditional positive regard, and trusting relationships, teachers will feel empowered and confident in knowledge and ability. As research suggests, teacher well-being is closely linked to their ability to manage emotions, and this directly impacts student outcomes. The implementation of a behaviour strategy has laid a strong foundation in understanding well-being, but further professional development and school-wide change are essential to fostering a positive and resilient school community. The wellbeing strategy is not a short-term project, but is designed for long-term success. By involving staff in ongoing discussions in professional development and in primary learning communities, and using action research and the feedback and logic model, we can ensure that the wellbeing strategy remains relevant and effective. This approach will navigate challenges unique to our region, such as high staff turnover and limited resources, while also addressing common barriers like resistance to change, policy, and time constraints. To create a positive school ecology where both students and teachers can flourish, teachers and leadership must share in the responsibility to commit to continuous reflection and improvement. Through collaboration and dedication, a whole school wellbeing strategy will lead to a thriving, resilient, and supportive school environment for everyone.